Hi, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. And this is a 3-card reading for the week of November 22nd through the 29th, 2020, which includes Thanksgiving. I want to thank Sheila at Celtic Duro for inviting me to share her live feed earlier this week. It increased my subscribers substantially. And in lieu of that, I am offering 30-minute readings for $30 through November 30th. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, notifications. If you want a reading, all the information is below. You go on my website, press the button, and you write me a little email saying, oh, these days are good for me. I live here. They're not good for me, and I live there. I can't live here and there. Yeah. You're Aquarius, so you're not a dual sign. You know, as a reading for another sign, I would be like, yeah, you can live in two places at once. But not Aquarius. You're very level-headed. Okay, 3 cards. 1, 2. Like everything's coming up backwards. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I was supposed to show you them. I'm a little tired. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's a somberness to this reading. Maybe that's why I'm quiet. I'm usually bubbly. I'm not feeling very bubbly with these particular cards. So you start with the 5 of Cups. Now, 5s in general are about change. All the 5s are about change. This particular 5, this is not a happy card. This is about loss and grief. It just is. Right? Sadness. His back is to us. He's really in it. Then you get, this is a very interesting card, the 4 of Cups. 4s are about stability. But this guy, he's kind of being offered something, and there's a certain boredom, and there's a certain stubbornness, and there's a certain unwillingness or inability to see what's in front of him, right? What's being offered. Then you have the 6. That, you know, out of all these cards, this is the most positive. It doesn't really look particularly positive, but it is, actually. This is about moving from very choppy waters into smooth sailing, to smooth waters, into, like, you know, an easy to navigate landscape. Okay. So you have this sense of grief, of loss, of loss. You know, it could be the loss of somebody, literally. It could also be the loss of a feeling for someone or something. Or, you know, maybe there's also this sense, really, in the world, I think, of loss for the past, loss for like stability, um, finances, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then this is interesting because I feel like I feel like there's comfort being offered to you and a certain gift, a healing, a and this could be either from spirit, the universe, or whatever you want to call it. And spirit, universe doesn't mean like there's going to be a hand that you're going to be asleep and like a hand's going to come with a cup. Sometimes this could be offered from a friend, from a stranger, from who knows where. And there's this, like maybe you want to sit in your loss, maybe you want to be stubborn, maybe you want to be like, right? It's very important to feel our feelings. It's very important. It's very important to feel your feelings completely, thoroughly, and to let them pass through you. Let them pass through you, not sitting. You know, it's kind of like who's the woman from the Dickens novel, the one who the groom leaves her at the altar, Mrs. Haversham, right? Is that her name? I don't know. Um, and then she's living in this like, oh, he didn't come back. And then, she lives the rest of her life like that. So it feels like if you feel these feelings and acknowledge the grief and the loss and that, um, and then you actually do allow healing, kindness from whatever source. It could even be from you to you. It could even be from you to you. It doesn't have to be this outside thing. That's when you're going to be able to move forward. The really important thing there's a lot about this card. This is a really deep card for me. Um, they're not, how do I say this? Well, okay. Change, stability. I'm reading the numbers now. 5, change. 4, stability. 6, perseverance. Perseverance. I can't say that, like I can't stress that enough in this reading. Persevere. These people are leaving the land of their birth. This is the way I have a lot going on with this card. They're leaving, people leave their own native land, not because stuff's good. They're leaving because they got to leave. They're leaving because there's a famine, there's locusts. I get very biblical with this. There's a famine, there's locusts, like they set the village on fire. The, the, the climate changed. It floods all the time. There's always flooding here, or whatever it is. That's why they're leaving. It's almost like they're not going toward, they're going away. Because there's another one where the guy leaves, it's the 8, and it doesn't matter. The 8 is a really like a spiritual quest he's going toward. This one, they're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving because they have to leave, it's like they got their backs. They're not turning around. They're on to a new. So, and it's interesting because, here's the river, the water, which is emotion. And you got to cross the river. You have to cross the river. You got to cross the river to the other side. Now I'm really going to go there. Okay. The Six of Swords for me is the mother. Always. It's the mother. And the mother, it's the divine mother, it's the matriarch, it's the mother goddess. Because I always feel with this card, this is my interpretation. This is his mother. This isn't his wife. This is his mother. And it was her decision. And, there are certain societies and really ancient societies, ancient, we're all based in the matriarchal. Because the woman knows. The woman is in touch with the earth in a way that the man, I'm not saying this is, all men are like this, and all women like men are from women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Yeah, I hate that shit. From Saturn, okay? I'm really more from like Neptune. But call on your mother. Let the mother comfort you. Okay? Either your mother who's alive or deceased. And it doesn't even have to be necessary. Let's say you had a weird relationship with your mother, right? The grandmother, the loving mother energy, the comforting, the understanding, and the one who has the intuitive knowledge of when to stay and when to go, when to feel and when to grieve and when to move on. Like that. It's funny, I don't even know what came up this week. I don't even know what came up. In my experience, overall, not all the time, but overall, the one who holds the family together is the mother. The women hold the family together. They just do. They just do. That's what makes them magical. And I'm not saying men don't have magic. Men have magic also, but it's a different magic. It's just different. Feel the feelings. Allow yourself the gift of healing, of support, of comfort. And then you can move forward emotionally, mentally. Like that's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what this week's about. That's what I get. That's what I get. Thank you. And I wish you the deepest love, healing, comfort. Really. Yeah, the reason I want to do this and like to reach people all over, right? Like people from, I don't know, the Southern Hemisphere, the Northern Hemisphere, this continent, that continent, is to bring kindness, love, comfort, joy, enthusiasm. That's the point. So, know that the gift is there for you. It's like when you call out and say, I need help. I pray a lot. Okay. I'm not religious at all, but I pray a lot, like every day. I meditate a lot, I pray a lot, because it works. It's, it works. Do I need to know how it works? No, it works. Most of my prayers basically are help and thank you. Help, thank you. Like, you can't get much more basic than that. Help, thank you. So, open up to love, to comfort, to being heard, to feeling your feelings, and letting them go through you, and not sometimes it's easier than other times. And make believe this is one of those times, if you're having a real problem moving forward with it, make believe is one of those times it's actually easy. That's all. So you have to make believe. I trick myself into doing stuff all the time. All the time. It works. It works. It's almost like, you say to the kid, well, I'll give you a candy if you clean up your room. Oh, candy. So give yourself a candy. You know what I mean? And then you'll be able to move forward. And there's a real energy to really the divine mother, the earth mother for all of us. And it's really the energy of I love you no matter what. I love you when you're messy. I love you when you're wrong. I love you when you're angry. I love you when you're sad. I love you all the time. I love you all the time. Right? Have a cookie. Have a cookie. Like that's what's really there for all of us all the time. And I've been here, and I've lived here for years, so I completely get it. I completely get it. Not like you're alone. You don't have to suffer. You don't. You don't have to suffer. I don't want you to suffer. I don't want any of us to suffer. Suffering is so like 20th century. It's like 20th century. It's like an 8-track. That's what I have to say. So, blessings to you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.